Darts Nutz and welcome to Darts Review channel. In this video I'm reviewing the Cuesoul Tero Telescopic Stems and Flight System. These are the Taro stems and these are the AK7, and you get 4 stems in a pack, and this is the AK4 flights, and these are available in various colours and shapes and with different patterns on the wings of the flights. And the stems are available in 4 colours and are also available in small, medium and large. And the idea behind this system is to have like a advantage of what a spinning stem gives you. It helps to reduce deflections and bounce outs, but some people don't like the loose feeling of a spinning stem, so these don't have that loose feeling. And the other advantage of these is the springs allow the flight to move up and down, so I'll show you a close-up in a minute and you'll understand it, but it's quite a well engineered system. And these retail for £7.74 and the flights retail for £6.19, so let's check them out. So the flights come in a little cardboard box, and inside you've got the plastic box holding them in place. And the stems, you get a set of 4, so it's quite handy getting them in a set of 4 and in this little plastic pouch. So obviously if you break one you got a spare. And again there's different colours and designs and shapes, and there'll be more coming out as time goes on, and also there'll be different lengths of stems and what have you. So that's the 2 parts. Now the stem itself, it's got 2 little plastic rings, one under the spring and one above the spring, but they're not fixed together. I'll show you in a close-up in a minute. And obviously it just allows the push against that, so pushes either way. And the flight, quite neatly designed. It's got a little hole there, so it allows the air to escape as it pushes down. So you just put the flight on and then press it into place, and then that's it, a telescopic flight. But it's not loose and it's not rattly, but it still turns, so it can still spin, but it doesn't spin while you're throwing it. It'll only spin when it makes contact. And obviously the fact that it can move up and down also supposedly helps against deflections. And the little notch on the bottom there, that's to allow it to tighten up into the barrel. So it's just a little like a little strengthening piece to make it a little bit a tighter fit. But I'll show you a close-up of them now. Right, so obviously because it's a moulded flight, you've got a perfect 90-degree angle, and like I said, there's a little hole there which I'm presuming is an air hole, so it allows the air to come out. And that's basically the action. It's telescopic, just a spring up and down, but it doesn't really spin loosely, so there's no rattle at all. And I think that's the thing that puts people off spinning stems the most, is the rattle and the loose feeling, but there's no, it just feels like a solid stem really. Quite a good looking stem and flight. And like I said, the little thread on the stem, if I can get it in focus, there's just like a little strengthening line which gives it a little bit of a tighter fit when you're putting it into the barrel. And obviously if a dart is incoming and it hits the dart that's in the board, it can move the flight that way and also that way. So there's a little bit of flex to the stems, but it's more the action of the flight moving up and down that's gonna help prevent deflections, hopefully. To show you the stem itself, that's basically all it is. Just a spring and 2 little plastic clips which holding it in place and allow it to move freely up and down. think there's a slight kind of a ping when it hits the board. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but it's not off button like, it's no worse than just the dart hitting the board. I definitely can hear something. But the darts themselves, it just feels like I'm throwing a dart with a normal fixed stem. I wouldn't have thought there were a spinning or movable stem if I didn't already know. There's no loose or rattly feeling. One thing I am noticing though is that put me off on that second dart is this is something that I always often do, is I draw back and hit my chin with the flight, and I could feel it going pushing in then. So that was a little bit of a strange feeling. Normally I knock the flight off. I have a feeling that the Cuesoul Rust all-in-one stems that I was using may have been flying a little bit smoother for me. But these are alright, they're flying quite well. I think balance wise was probably a little bit better with the Rust. And that is put me off a little bit, like when I keep whacking my chin. I've done it twice there. But that's just my own fault, it's not really the product's fault. Something I have to try and stop doing. So obviously, like the Rust, this is only a short video, so I can't do a full-time wear test and everything. But what I'll do is I'll do some I'll do quite a few more throws, and I'll just try and get some slow motion close-ups of try and get contact on contact to see what happens with the flights, and then I'll just wrap it up with the conclusion. So that's the Cuesoul Tero telescopic stems and flights. One thing I think I forgot to mention is the bottom of the stem. It's got kind of a hexagonal shape, so that helps you tighten it onto the barrel a little bit easier. But it's quite an ingenious system, very well designed, and seems to be working well. No issues so far, but obviously I'm going to have to play with them for longer. I know there's a couple of people on the forum that have been using them for a while, and they said they've lasted very well because of the movement. Obviously the one thing that I found most annoying, particularly for me, was sometimes whacking it on my chin, and it was making that kind of spring noise, which put me off a little bit at times, but that's my own fault. It's just the way I throw, so not really a fault of the product. But I think for that reason I think I prefer the Rust, mainly because they were like a fixed, and I don't know whether it was because the Rust were just a little bit longer, but they seem to be flying a bit smoother with the Rust. But I'm going to play with these for longer and see how I get on. But like I said, it's a really well designed system, very clever, and it's nice to have something quite inventive like this, and I don't think these are too expensive when you look at the way that they're designed and everything. Obviously it's not cheap, it's probably, what is it, around about £14 for the stems and flights together, so definitely not cheap, but if they'll last you a long time then you'll probably get your money's worth out of them, and I think that is the only issue at the moment. So if they were a bit cheaper I would definitely recommend them straight away, but as they are, it remains to be seen whether they're going to last and give you your money's worth. So that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.